Good morning. You guys are tuning into BB Dacha Belgrade. It's the tiebreakers, and I'm very excited to get into this one because it's just going to be Jenkins and myself, Nat T, for the whole entire day. Luckily, it's only 2 tiebreakers, so that maybe equates to like half an hour.
It's going to be about 30 minutes of gameplay. But hopefully it's going to be about 30 minutes of good gameplay. We're going to see some knockouts, some KOs today in these tiebreakers. I'm very excited. Of course, they had to get 2 people that are very good at 1v1s to cast this.
Well, before we get into tiebreakers, let's talk about how we're here, why we're even working today. All right, Jenkins, because we have Group A, we have Group B. Now, looking at the score, you guys might think that surely Team Spirit and Gaimin Gladiators should be playing tiebreakers as well because they had the same score. But all you need to know is we did the maths in the back end. You just have to factor in which opponents they've beaten, which opponents they lost to. They've already been sorted, okay? Everything in Group B, done, dusted. You don't need to worry about that one. However, all the way over in Group A, we do have those tiebreakers. So it's going to be between BetBoom and Tundra for 1 and 2, and then Liquid and your Cult Bros for 3 and 4, which is really tough because that means we don't actually have a playoffs bracket at all for us to look at. We know
Not yet.
We know exactly.
After today, we will.
After today, though, that's exactly why we need those tiebreakers. So normally when you get the day off before playoff starts, teams love it because you get the whole day to prepare for your opponent. You know exactly who you're going up against. But they don't. They don't at all. So these are what is going to be going out today. We're going to start with 3 and 4 between Liquid and your Cult Bros. And then we're going to go to the higher stakes where it's a 1 and 2 between LorenoF and Kiyotaka, which is a shame because I read the rules, Jenkins. You're allowed to put whatever player you wanted forward. You could pick anyone.
We could have seen coaches. We could have seen coaches in here. And
it's specified player, actually.
Well, technically they are still Dota players if they are, opening up that computer, loading up Steam, playing something other than Deadlock. We could have seen a Blitz 1v1. He actually made it through 1 round of the 1v1 last time, so he did better than CC and C. He made it through 1 round. I think he might have gotten like a bye and then beat the guy that beat Quinn. Something I remember there was some drama there surrounding that sort of information. But of course, we do have Nisha, who is the 1v1 champion on the planet. At the last BB Dacha, he won the 1v1, and it was
normally what champion means.
It was with flying colors. This guy is a savant. He's got some sort of brain problem that has led to him just being 99th percentile good at anything Dota related with no practice whatsoever. Yeah.
I'm just looking at the screen, seeing that it is going to be Emo up against Nisha. I feel like you got to hype up Emo a little bit as well, Because like we've talked about Nisha, sure, he's like that defending 1v1. Because we don't have 1v1s that often, even in tiebreakers, let alone a whole tournament for it. So we know that Nisha is that defending champion. We know how good he is at 1v1s. But what about Emo?
Emo's good. I mean, it's a tough opponent that he's up against, but Emo has the weight of an entire region on his shoulders. So he's repping those guys. True. He's the challenger. I would say that Emo is probably more familiar with some of the heroes that are more traditional in the 1v1s. Of course, there's the Emo SF that everybody has spoken about in the past when he plays it in actual competitive. Nisha, this guy doesn't give a shit about SF.
Do you want to know their competitive stats?
Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
All right. So I know that we had some stats coming up here. Obviously, the games, the win rate would be the same. KDAs throughout the group stages, I guess, is more the interesting fact between Nisha and Emo. But I was doing some research. In competitive, Nisha has 13. This is in his whole competitive career. Has 13 Shadow Fiend games with a almost 62% win rate. Yeah. So even though it's a small sample size, it's a pretty high win rate. Emo, on the other hand, 24 games for himself and about 46% win rate.
Yeah, that's 46%.
Yeah.
Is that that's not
24?
That's not that good.
No, it's 46%. It's not.
To be fair, that I don't think SF has been that good for almost a decade now. But that doesn't matter.
That's a really long time.
It honestly is true. Like there's patches where he comes into being strong for a couple of weeks and then he gets nerfed, and then people keep picking it because God knows every mid laner wants to play SF. It's just like the most fun mid that there is.
Okay, you say that, but then I also deep dived a little bit more. I looked at their pub profiles too, right? You say every mid laner wants to play Shadow Fiend. Emo, I'm sure he really does. 257 pub games that he has for himself. Again, not that great of a win rate. It's about 47%. on the other side, Nisha, he has a grand total of 36 pub games on Shadow Fiend with a win rate of 50%. He has only 36 games on Shadow Fiend.
For a pro player, that honestly does not. You can get 36 games in about a week of gameplay. So
easily.
That means you don't play it.
Not at all.
But once again, I was talking to my boy Quinn Callahan the other day, and he was saying, having just lost TI to Nisha and having, that trauma there. He's like...
He really brought it up, huh?
He's like, I don't understand this guy. He is the greatest savant that has ever been in Dota. He cannot play the game for like 2 weeks, pick up Arc Warden, and be 99th percentile good at it with no practice whatsoever. Nobody else can do that like he can.
Well, hopefully it extends further than just 2 weeks of not playing a hero or playing a game, because 2021 was the last time Nisha played Shadow Fiend. It was 3 years ago.
Yeah,
September
that's 3 years.
2021. It was 3 years ago that he last played.
It's almost
a Shadow
2025 here, Natty. That's a very long time, I will say. But you can never underestimate the champion. This is the world champion of 1v1s.
You can't argue that.
About here. You cannot argue.
Unarguable, undisputed bull.
That's right. That's right. Let's talk about some of their stats. We got Nisha. He has a reach of about 73 centimeters. Emo, on the other hand, has a reach of 67 centimeters. So there's a little bit of a reach differential there. So the keyboard to mouse ratio in terms of where their arms are actually going to be. The distance is going to be...
Nisha's is roughly 15 centimeters. I went down there and I checked just before. It's about 15 centimeters.
It's 15 centimeters between the keyboard and the mouse.
Yeah, Emu's is a lot longer, though. It's about 42 centimeters.
And that's interesting because the reach the reach difference is actually Nisha has longer reach. So we'll see how that comes into play here. Honestly, I think that when you're playing with... more reach, you have to consider that these guys have been, grinding out these group stages for the last couple of days, and they're tired. They're going to be moving their arms a lot, especially Nisha because he's left-handed. So his right arm is going to be going absolutely ballistic, and that's a problem that they've not been necessarily. It's a question of did they have enough time to recover? Because there's going to be a lot of rigorous movement here in this 1v1. In fact, could you actually take a look at the APM stats for these two players? I want to know how they differentiate.
Okay, well, Emo, he is phenomenal, practically off the charts. So for APM, Emo is about 420.
420, okay.
This is like at the peak, okay?
So I just want to say for the offlaners out there, APM means actions per minute. That's what that means. And that's basically how fast you're clicking things and pressing your keyboard.
Yeah. Whereas Nisha, despite being so good at 1v1s, his APM is actually about 220.
220.
So almost half.
And I think part of that is the fact that he is left-handed. And honestly, everybody knows that the right hand is slower than the left hand. And so the right hand is going to, or the left hand is slower than the right hand, sorry.
Yes,
and the mouse is obviously going to be doing a lot more movement in general in Dota because there's a lot of clicking. A lot of people also use the auto click. That does count for APM, but that means people are going to be a lot less twitchy. So basically, Emo is the guy that's coming. He's got has that ADHD energy. He's got that psychopath energy, and this guy's buck wild. Look at him. He could just unleash fury on Nisha at any point in this game.
We were walking past them. Nisha, he was very calm. He was, very blasé about it. It felt like it didn't really faze him. Emo, on the other hand, quite erratic, I'd say. He was sitting on the edge of his seat. He just wanted to get into it. He said, please, just press start already.
He was barking at Nisha, and I couldn't believe it because the thing is...
Zeal, his offlaner, had to hold him back.
Yeah, Zeal was actually there, pretty much handling him. He's very calm now. He's known that once Emo puts the headset on, he kind of locks in, but he takes all of that energy and he puts it into the game, which is why his APM is so high despite his reach being lower than Nisha's.
There is one thing that we haven't really spoken about. We factored in the mouse and keyboard distance, the APM, but what about the mouse weight and the DPI, okay? Because they're also big influencing factors on how these two are going to perform in that 1v1 in the mid lane.
Yeah, so Emo plays with a normal mouse. He's got a unbranded, I guess I can't say it, of course, unless they don't sponsor, but it's a 502G6, which is the mouse that he uses, and that's got a normal mouse weight for when you compare it to any kind of on-the-market mouse right now. Nisha actually plays with a 15-pound mouse. In fact, he plays with a dumbbell. It's a dumbbell-shaped mouse. He's been spending a lot of time at the gym.
It is one of those things written in the Liquid contracts because their coach, Blitz, is so gym-centric, and he's such a big gym bro.
Yeah.
He wants his players who make excuses about not being able to go to the gym to still get workouts. And
Right.
so that's why they make their mice and keyboards a lot heavier.
Right.
So it's not just a Nisha specific thing, that's a whole Team Liquid specific thing. They're all playing with about 15 pounds in the mouse.
That's true. And so one thing that you have to consider, the reason that he's got a mouse that's so large and he's actually got that dumbbell, is that Nisha, when both of these gentlemen weighed in, they were in the same weight class. But Nisha cut a lot to get into that weight class. And Emo, this is his normal weight class. So he's punching up, so to speak here. But like I said, he's got that erratic energy. You can see that he's about to go completely ballistic.
Chewing at the bit.
He's definitely chomping at the bit. And you can see here, this is, I believe, Emo's keyboard. There's a lot of kind of debris on there because when he does lose, he gets emotional. He will smash the... Oh, we're actually into the 1v1
wow,
already.
we're already in there. I wanted to go through the rules as well while we were hyping all this up. But first, let's get on into our first 1v1.
Let me introduce the boys here.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the blue computer, weighing in at 155 pounds, fighting out of China, the 1v1 challenger, Emo! I'll do the other one.
Okay.
At the red computer, weighing at 180 pounds, fighting out of Poland, the undisputed, undefeated 1v1 champion of the world, Nisha.
Nice.
The Golden God.
Been working on that one, been hyping it up. Quickly, the rules are that you can't destroy observer wards, you can't even play sentry wards, no lane blocking, no bottle, no raindrop, and no runes. That's pretty much the TLDR of what you might not already know. Okay,
so immediate raises from both of these guys. Both players also have blood grenades. They're just chain raising on each other. I think they both have 3 or 4 stacks. Okay, interesting. They're missing last hits because they're so focused on hitting these raises, and they've also both pushed the wave. Oh, very nice from Emo. He keeps the creep equilibrium right in front of his tower. He doesn't pull it into tower. This is obviously an intentional choice from Nisha, and I beg the question, why did he do that? Maybe we'll see. Doesn't look like it's really hurt him too much to do that. Would you have gone for the aggressive on the first wave, or would you have tried to play more passive there? I honestly have no idea what the 1v1 SF meta is right now. Meta is, yeah. I remember last time. Okay, Emo's zoning him away from the range creep here. We'll see if he can get that deny. And he does get the deny. It does give Nisha some time to salve up. Emo keeps the creep equilibrium in front of the tower again with some nice creep aggro pulls. And now we're on the so this is a kind of rough scenario for Nisha because the range creep that he's going to go for is on the high ground. Emo's is on the low ground. So Nisha's going to have to use a raise for this if he wants to get it. If he wants to get it like 100%. Emo doing very well here. He's going to go for some under the tower raises. I thought he was just going to go for it, but his mana way too low on Emo. I thought he was just going to keep running it. Keep running through the tower. Dive it. So you asked about the meta. They are sending out lots of mangoes. I have some friends who do a lot of 1v1s with the SF, and I have heard that the meta is kind of you go for kills. Like the mangoes and not really buying stat items is the play. So it looks like that is the case. They're probably going to end up killing each other at some point. I mean, because sometimes, like some... I know, sometimes it's super passive because the other way is you have to wait until the 15-minute mark and then you have to do a whole lot of math to see who actually comes out on top. And we want the kills, right? Okay, and 2 kills would be nice. And also worth pointing out, they both went for the Shadow Raise facet, which is the one where you're slowing with the Shadow Raise. I can't think of a reason why you would go for the other one because it's based on getting kills. So yeah, you're going to go for this one regardless, but because of this, I do think that with the slow, like somebody's going to end up dying in this lane. I think SF 1v1 is all about kills. It's not about CS. I am actually really impressed with how Nisha had brought that one back. He was a lot lower on CS for a while there, but he was actually sitting even higher with health and mana, and I thought we could have seen him go. Yeah, I think for the dive onto Emo. But they're just kind of like poking at each other at the moment. So it looks like the way that Nisha wanted to play this was basically... he actually goes for the blood grenade. Is he going to dive for this? No, he's not. Okay, because he would have to hit the medium raise. And he has no mana. Okay. He didn't have the mana for it. Yeah. I think he's probably got mangoes coming out. Yeah, Mangoes and Salves, that's the name of the game. Emo hit a long raise. He's going to TP back. Is he going to buy boots is the question. He's going to smoke, okay. He does not have money for boots. So this looks a little scuffed, but it's actually not that bad. A lot of mid laners do this in different matchups. He's going to lose like 1 wave for this. Emo is right-clicking the creep wave. Okay, he's not doing enough to like push it into tower or anything. Yeah, there wouldn't really be enough time for that. So Nisha still just absolutely maxing on the regen. He goes for the stick. Emo goes for a Wraith Band. We will see if those extra stats pan out. I personally prefer the stick. I've seen that more often than not lead to the differential of getting killed or killing.
Is this like you just keep it as a stick and still buy all yourselves and...
Yes, yeah.
You're not really looking to upgrade it to a 1?
God, no. No. It's literally...
Never.
Yeah, never. It's just so that when you get into that like 1v1 raise battle, you are... Oh, he's really zoning him here with the level 5 advantage. But Nisha just hit level 5 as well. So he's going to turn and go for a few raises. You know, I will say the SF 1v1 got a lot easier now that there's that feature where you can alt and then right-click the medium raise, and it shows you the range on it. So it's much easier to hit raises with this hero. It genuinely helps out a lot.
Emo has 11 denies on Nisha right now.
I honestly... Okay, he's going to go for the fort on Nisha, and he's got 2 blood grenades. It would have to be a small raise that he hits. He's got the medium raise up now.
He's got the long one as well.
So just zoning from the range creep here. Yeah, so Emo's going to have to go back. Oh, Nisha is going to pull the wave, so that way the next one goes into the tower. Emo sees that this is happening, so he sent out a salve. If he went all the way back to Fountain, this would be like disastrous for Emo. But no, he preemptively sent out the salve. Honestly, very well played from both sides here.
Yeah, who would you give the slight advantage to? Because it feels very even.
I mean, definitely Emo. I think that trip back to base.
Just for the CS?
Yeah,
and Nisha having to go back?
Just for the CS, but like once again, I think these sorts of things end in somebody dying. So it's a question of mechanically. Okay, Emo's going to go for the blood grenade. He's going to dive him. He's got Mangoes to work with too. He has to hit a small raise.
That was so good. He glyphed the 1 creep that he still had under the tower to keep the aggro. Didn't hit him while he was under that tower, and then just went for the raises.
That's right. Emo followed him under the tower, just like you should follow Fissure on Twitch and on YouTube. Hit that follow button. It's very nice from Emo. The blood grenade, you can see, this is why some people who are privy to the mid 1v1s, they say ban blood grenades. But I say to those people, why do you care so much about mid 1v1s?
That does sound like something you would.
So, yeah, this is a fairly...
I mean, a 2-level difference. Normally people GG out once they die once.
Yeah, that's going to be it. Yeah. So you get that kill. That gives Emo the level 7.
Two level advantage.
Yeah, really it's just about the levels and raises. So he goes from having level 3 raise to level 4 raise. And that's enough damage that you're going to win the raise 1v1. That's always how these ones end. It's just a best of 1, right? That's it.
Yeah, it is. It is. Which puts Liquid in 4th for their groups, and your Culprit Bros at 3rd.
Okay, so Emo has beat... Of course, this is not a title match, because this is not a 1v1 championship. This is just for tiebreakers, but very impressive stuff from Emo, beating the undisputed champion.
No longer undisputed. We might have to go back to the drawing board on what to name Nisha now.
I know, I called him the challenger. By the way, was that clipping your mic, or was that clipping my mic horribly when I was yelling that stuff?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it was hurting my ears.
That's great. Sure. That's what Bruce Buffer does, so that's really good. So, yeah, very well done from Emo. Honestly, extremely well played. I'm impressed by his 1v1 prowess. That looked very good. He worked Nisha there.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
No, like that was a pretty big skill diff.
Yeah, I mean he had like started off with a slight advantage of getting I think he had 2 range creep denies on him very early on, and then all of a sudden it's like Nisha was half his CS and Emo had gotten double the denies on him. I thought we were going to get interviews and all that sort of stuff, but but we're not. It's just Nisha has to sadly very slowly pack his stuff up and leave, and I guess Emo gets to walk away knowing that they're coming in 3rd place in the groups.
And that if he were to challenge the mid 1v1 undisputed champion of the world, which is Nisha, he could do it. I mean, you'd need a best of 3, you'd need normal.
It's
like,
a best of 5.
tournament.
It was like a grand final.
Yeah, you need a normal tournament setup and that sort of thing because, of course, Nisha, like that can happen.
What if we did a best of 5 and they were all Shadow Fiend?
No. You go for the bans in the best of 5s. You go for the bans because Nisha's really good at like the pucks, the quaps. SF, for having 26 games or whatever, he did very well.
36 games.
Yeah, whatever.
Now he has 37, I guess.
But Emo, like that was very impressive from him. I'm excited to see him in his 1v1s in mid in the future. Based on watching that performance, he looked calm and cool as a cucumber.
You tried to place a lot of pressure on him as well, saying that he had the whole region on his
shoulders.
I did,
and
last hope.
And guess what? He
stepped up to it.
He squatted that region. He deadlifted that region. Deadlift because the region is dead. Stop queuing on SEA servers. Guys, go back to the China servers and get those pubs going.
Okay, I think we're going to head to a break because we do need our next 2 1v1 players to be able to set up. When we come back, it is going to be the one between Tundra and BetBoom. They'll be deciding who comes out on top first or second. We've got some more tiebreakers coming your way. We already just had Liquid up against your Cult Bros. Emo taking it over Nisha, the undefeated 1v1 champion.
Undefeated.
World champion in the 1v1s. Yeah. Anyway, the next one, though, is going to be a little bit more exciting, but not for the reasons we're all hoping for. It's going to be Tundra up against BetBoom. And in the rules, I made sure I read this about 26 times, so I was 100% sure on it. They could send any player they wanted, okay? It did not have to be their mid laners doing the 1v1 here. The only thing that was stipulated was it had to be Shadow Fiend. They can't talk about what other hero they want to pick. Has to be that. But player, we could have had Nightfall up against Pure. Their teams were talking about it. It felt like it was actually on the cards that it was potentially going to happen.
Right. But when Nightfall realized that you don't have enough time to buy a BKB in the 1v1s, he was like, well, I can't. I'm going to die.
It's just not my thing.
I'm going to die.
Yeah.
We're playing for kills. I'm going to die. He doesn't do that. He doesn't die.
No.
Ends the game
Which is
0-0-0.
Maybe more reason why he should have played, because then he wouldn't have died. Either way, it's going to be LorenoF and Kiyotaka. So they did end up sending their mid laners down there. As you can see, the win rates are the same. That's why we've ended up in this position that we have. Whoever comes out on top, they're going to top their group. They're going to be first in the group stage. That's pretty important when it comes to playoffs and the seeding, and you want to make sure that you put your best foot forward.
Yeah, in this matchup, we have LorenoF, who at the weigh-in, he weighed in at about 105 pounds. Kiyotaka at the weigh-in weighed in at 105.33333333 repeating pounds. And they actually had to, a doctor was there and said, I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
It should not be an irrational number that's your weight, but they're close enough. You can round down and they're about the same weight.
Yeah, so this, for anyone that doesn't know pounds, they're both about 40 kilos.
Yeah.
Give or take.
40.122222222.
Reoccurring.
222222222. And then infinitely for Kiyotaka.
Yeah. Which is rough, because even though they might be in the same weight class when it comes to this 1v1, I would say that it's not even, because LorenoF, he comes in at about 175 centimeters. Kiyotaka, though, he's closer to about 138 centimeters.
He's got that mouse reach advantage, and I'm curious. What are the APM stats? Of course, very useful stats here.
Yes.
What do the APM stats look like between these two gentlemen here? Do you have those on hand?
I do have those on hand. I'm reading them now. I think it is because of the height to weight ratio for Kiyotaka. He has the better APM. His sits shockingly at about 386. And LorenoF, though, his is much lower. It's actually 20.
420?
No, just 20.
Just 20. Yeah, that is incredible.
Yeah.
So on one hand, we have a guy who has some savant type situation with the weight, and on the other, I would check to see that he is still alive if during a game, because I think the courier automatically moving, and
it's faster.
And he might have disconnected in all of his games. Actually, we need to check his internet connection.
I will give him the benefit of the doubt, because he has a lot of pub games on Shadow Fiend. He has 772. Oh no, sorry, that's Kiyotaka. No, yeah, LorenoF, I think he might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Okay, so 772 SF games from Kiyotaka.
Yep.
That is an SF spammer. That's not just like this guy plays.
And he was playing
SF.
it yesterday. He was getting some reps in.
Yeah, he will try to play this in patches where it's not good. He's one of those guys. Do you have the win rate for
in pubs?
Kiyotaka? Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 47%.
So every single player here today has a less than 50% win rate with SF.
Well, Nisha is 50%.
Okay, that doesn't,
exactly.
For the amount of games he has, either they don't play SF or they have a low win rate with it.
Yes.
Which I think is hilarious.
Yes.
And what that says about mid laners and the ego that these mid laners have, they just have to play the fun here. Even if they're losing with it, they'll play it anyway.
Yeah, because LorenoF also, he only has a 45% win rate in 224 pub games.
Good Lord. We're not making up. Okay, we made up the other stats, like the hand to reach ratio and that sort of bullshit. These are real stats.
Yes, I did actually go and look at this. These are real stats.
Those are actually their stats. That's really funny.
Yes. But in competitive, it's reversed, right? So Kiyotaka has significantly more pub games of SF with only a slightly better win rate, whereas LorenoF, he has 85 competitive games on SF with only a 53% win rate, whereas Kiyotaka is 22 competitive games with a 64%.
Okay, yeah, so they both have positive win rates.
So pretty much Kiyotaka is getting carried is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense. They both have positive win rates in their competitive games. I think that... What was that?
I got so taken.
Was that a demon? What was
Yeah,
that?
maybe Shadow Fiend.
Is that... I play a lot of Shadow Fiend.
No, I've never heard that.
I've never heard that taunt. Let's see. Okay, Kiyotaka has the expensive Shadow Fiend... like the Desolator. Oh, he does too on LorenoF. It's just because of the Arcana, it's like a different color. Or I think he's actually unlocked a style. So that's always a way that you can tell if somebody's played SF for a long time, if they have this very expensive piece. And then, of course, you want to pair it with the Arcana as well. There is a cooler SF pairing that you can do with one of the sets. It's also like a $50 set.
30 seconds to
Yeah. But I do like that. This is pretty stylish.
Yeah, quick refresh is you can't block the first wave. Can't block it. You win by either tower kill or 2 kills, or if we get to 15 minutes, then they do a whole lot of maths about creeps and kills, and it's just really not worth it. So hopefully we get a little bit more action and we're not sitting around for 15 minutes seeing these guys last hit. But the first wave, the first 2 waves, Jenkins, I'd say, is where it's important to really focus on the last inning and maybe not just spamming out the raises on each other.
Yeah, pretty much the idea, I think, in these 1v1s is to get level 3 and then the other guy's level 2. And then you're playing with the level 2 raise, and then you get the kill. Like, you commit to a kill at that point. Or, you know, level 7 versus level 5. It's really about that. Like, you're never using the ult. I've even seen people completely skip the ult and just go for an extra point in the Aurora. Although, I actually want to check that out. I don't remember last game. Did they go for the passive? The 3rd skill?
Yes.
Okay. So they're fine with pushing the creep wave. I guess they're going to push it with a raise anyway. Okay, once again, lots of raises used at level 1 here. I will say, though, Kiyotaka has a Brazier queued up, whereas LorenoF has a bunch of Mangoes queued up in his quick buy. So LorenoF is playing to do a lot of early harass, trade his mana, and trade his net worth for that harass, whereas Kiyotaka is, like, it looks like he's going to play more for CS. Because
he has one CS.
Well, for now. I mean, the first wave is always an interesting one, because you can...
They seem to be doing a combination of the raise harass, but...
Yeah. I mean, this is something that's true even in side lanes. You can, like, trade a bunch of resources on the first wave, miss a bunch of CS, but you got them low, that your next, like, 3 or 4 waves, you get every CS on. That's what we saw from both players in the first game. So, obviously, it just works out where it's, like, some prisoner's dilemma type scenario where they both get screwed. Like, they both had bad CS. A little similar here. Like, LorenoF traded... Like I said, the Mangoes for raising Kiyotaka. So, of course, LorenoF is taking advantage. Kiyotaka has mana to work with, and he still has a Mango to work with. So we'll see if he can, maybe at like the level 3 timing, get a kill because of this.
That would have been big if LorenoF could have gotten the deny on that range creep there.
Yeah.
That would have been massive.
Yeah, when you're playing to use all these Mangoes and regen... Oh, LorenoF is actually... Okay, so he's just bullying on the high ground. Kiyotaka's low enough HP that he can't walk up to CS here. Does he have a salve on Kiyotaka? I did not check his inventory. Okay.
He just used it.
He just used it.
Literally, as we clicked on him, he used it.
So, I think the reason LorenoF was zoning him there was because either he saw the salve and he realizes if he's playing on the high ground, he can cancel the salve with a long raise, or he saw that he didn't have a salve, and so he's like, okay, you're going to be stuck at 50% HP, so I'm going to keep zoning you here. So Kiyotaka had to back off to salve, which gives LorenoF a little bit more of an advantage. Nothing huge, though. This is all very... Kiyotaka can definitely still recover here. So one difference in this 1v1 compared to the last one is that both players are raising for the range CS, which means when they commit for a kill, they will have one less raise, and they're going to have to use more Mangoes for mana. Oh, looks like we got a community drop. Fiery Soul of the Slayer. Speaking of Arcanas...
Yeah, true. You were talking about that. What SF1 was good.
Too bad it's not an SF Arcana.
Nah, well, that would have been nice.
Because that's a way cooler hero than Lena. Congratulations, Caller 31, though.
Yeah. Even on Tiebreaker days, we're being generous.
That's right.
Not only extra content, but more drops.
That's right. And both of these players being generous with the salves. This is the meta in the SF 1v1s, which it's crazy that there even is a meta. LorenoF has a Clarity. I'm curious when he thinks that he'll have time to use that. Because usually it's just mangoes and then using the stick for the instant regen. And Kiyotaka also has Bracer coming out. So I'm interested to see how much those extra stats will actually do for him here.
I mean, it's helped a lot. They're now even in CS. At one point, LorenoF was double. Not only lost hits, but denies too.
Yeah, once again, that's this issue of LorenoF committed all of his resources to harass Kiyotaka out on the first wave. Kiyotaka still had the mana to work with. He still had the mangoes to work with. He's just waiting until like Raise level 2 to use the mana and use the mangoes. So dead even here because of this.
There you go. Now he's found time to use his clarity.
So he's going to clarity up. So, okay, so he pushes the wave first into Kiyotaka's tower. And then he goes and blocks the wave to use the clarity. Honestly, nice. Really nice. If we're genuinely breaking down 1v1 mechanics, that is some good stuff right there. And obviously he preempted and knew he was going to have time to do that. Like this was a play he intentionally made. Otherwise you don't buy the clarity. Oh, the blood grenade cancel on the salve.
That was good. Holding that was good.
That's really bad for LorenoF here if Kiyotaka has any more mangoes and regen to work with. And he does. He has the stick. Kiyotaka has the fort. You really think about forting the wave and then going for the medium raise into maybe the small raise there.
Did he have the mana for that though?
He did, yeah. He had stick and he had mango.
Okay, all right. Then yes,
he could have done all 3 raises, but didn't want to commit to it. It was a bit risky. There's only 2 creeps. Completely dead even. It's really cool to see that a lane can be so even despite the first couple of creep waves going fairly well for LorenoF, I would say. It's not really a comeback. Once again, it is that resource trade that we saw, but it is just cool to see that both of these players have different ways of playing the lane, and both work.
Yeah. This is roughly the time in the last 1v1 where we saw them going aggressive on each other. But while you guys are here, while you're tuning in, don't forget to follow Fissure where you can, wherever you're watching. And now they're both just going back. Going to be using Salve on the side of Kiyotaka. While he's trying to block his wave.
And LorenoF, so it seems like the wave blocking is happening when they're using the courier. You know, combining if they're going to use time to walk back and go to the courier and then also stand out of range for the long race to salve, then they may as well block the wave as well. So just kind of doing a little bit of efficiency there.
Oh, Kiyotaka's done so well in coming back.
Right. He's playing right outside of the tower range. We are going to go for a trade to the death here, maybe. Okay. Now,
LorenoF does his 13.
Yeah, that's why Kiyotaka did not commit there. LorenoF was baiting. He also has a Fairy Fire. Kiyotaka also had a Fairy Fire. 2 bracers on Kiyotaka.
Wait, did LorenoF go for the wand?
Yeah, LorenoF went for the full wand, which is an interesting play because it means that he has 20 charges to work with instead of 10, which means when it does come to that death trade scenario, you have a guy that's healing for 150 and then another guy healing for 300. That could make the difference. But it is less stat efficient than getting an item like a Bracer or another Wraith Band. I like the Bracers, by the way. I think in the SF 1v1, it's about getting kills. And the Wraith Band is more for farming and right-clicking. So LorenoF is playing to CS the wave with his right-clicks. And it is working out for him. It's just cool to see the different approaches to this. Oh, raises the range creep, so LorenoF takes a couple of tower shots. There's where the Wraith Band kicks in, having a little bit of extra armor to tank a tower shot, so it's not a super big deal when you have those stats. These guys are not just buying like crazy amounts of blood grenades and mangoes like we saw in the last one. They do have some stat items. Oh, Kiyotaka, level 7 power spike. Does he go for it? Nah, just gonna zone him out. Pops the salve. I think LorenoF would have really liked to throw the blood grenade, but Kiyotaka did a good job starting the salve out of range of the blood grenade. And then he uses a clarity. I feel like that's going to get canceled pretty quickly here if LorenoF's paying attention. Yeah, there it is. Misses the range creep, though, because he wanted to wait until Kiyotaka was in a position to cancel the clarity, which means he had to time it very closely with when the range creep was going to die, and he missed the timing.
Some of those things Kiyotaka was probably also very aware of that.
Yeah, he intentionally walked on the range creep at like a bad timing, essentially.
Yes.
It's just these little details. And these players, like, I don't think they're thinking about, you know, big braining, I'm going to walk with the clarity. It's just a feeling thing. This is just instinct from 1v1s. So they're both going to trade a lot here. LorenoF with the slow. You cannot grab that rune, Kiyotaka. I know you're tempted.
I thought he was going to.
No.
He was walking that way, but he just wanted to try and go back into his high ground that way.
LorenoF is sitting on 19 wand charges. This is...
Surely, when you hit 20, at that point, as long as you're next to dead already, you go for it.
No way. No.
You just go for it. I think you just got to go for it.
Go for the kill.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you can try for that. Yeah, if you see the Kiyotaka is sitting on 7. Oh, he's going to go for the blood grenade. He needs to hit the medium raise, though. Yeah, Kiyotaka...
Wait, it didn't even land. The blood grenade didn't actually hit on Kiyotaka.
No.
It was too short.
I'm not sure if it landed, if that would have worked out anyway. The distance there was a little bit out of range. Both of these players are doing a great job at keeping at that perfect distance. We're hitting the triple raise, so it's just not been possible. Unless it's in a scenario where they can both hit it. But the high ground wards, of course, you cannot deward them. So they both have full vision of what's happening on both sides. Kiyotaka was waiting on the high ground to go for the medium raise. He was gonna go for the trade. And here we go, another trade. Kiyotaka's gonna walk into the tower, and if Requiem, he's gonna get it first.
Oh my goodness!
And with the Fury kills him, and the Death Requiem does not kill him. He was not close enough. So that is a huge advantage going the way of Kiyotaka now. He knew that they both had to commit to the triple raise. So Kiyotaka goes for the Requiem play. And then he TP's back.
Yeah, and LorenoF is just...
Yeah, good.
A half second too slow.
Really good time to TP back. And Kiyotaka does have boots on the courier. So I think he'll smoke up here with the boots. He's not going to smoke. He's just going to walk back.
Is this a... Do you think LorenoF reacted to seeing him do the Requiem? Or he also had the same idea of the Requiem, just was slower? Because he didn't pop his wand. Oh, he did. My bad.
It's hard to say. I think the idea is that if Kiyotaka canceled to go for the raise because LorenoF stood still, then LorenoF might win that trade by Requieming instead of going for the raise. Because the raise would have been a quicker kill if the math worked out right. If he had low enough HP, that he could get a raise and then a right click. But the question is, does the raise and then the right click come before the Requiem? And, obviously Kiyotaka in his head did the math, and he was like, okay, I'm going to commit to this Requiem. I don't think I can get the raise and the right click. It's too greedy. And so because of that, LorenoF doesn't get the ult off.
There's only 4 minutes left before it goes to maths on their creep score and on the CS and their kills. And right now, LorenoF is one down. Like, Kiyotaka's up one.
Yeah, Kiyotaka's ahead on both.
What's the Hail Mary?
The Hail Mary is probably blood grenade into triple raise.
So going for a kill is what
you're saying. You have to go for a kill. There's no choice here. Kiyotaka has 4 wards, and they're all placed on both sides. Of course, you can be so greedy with vision in 1v1s because the rules are you cannot deward. Both sides are greedy with the vision. Just complete information on what both players are doing. LorenoF has to slot in that blood grenade. Yeah, he does. He slots out the salve, slots in the blood grenade. He realizes essentially what we have, which is the timer is slowly running out. He's going to need to go for a kill soon. Kiyotaka also is sitting on 2 blood grenades, which even if he doesn't use them, it's pretty stat efficient. Getting that 50 HP by just holding those is quite nice for the race trades.
Not a whole lot of action happening right now.
No. It's this is what happens when you get to this point in a 1v1 and you have all these stat items, especially bracers because they now give HP. It's very hard to get kills. They both have wands as well. So the triple raise combo is not enough to kill either of them. They're going to have to do some raising beforehand, Yeah, they're like you could raise kill either of these guys from like probably 70% HP for LorenoF, probably 50% for Kiyotaka because he has the bracers, as well as an extra blood grenade and then strength treads. Like he's got a lot of HP. Raises are not killing this guy. No way. Okay, let's look at the talents. So Kiyotaka went for stats. Or sorry, okay, LorenoF went... Okay, he went for the right talent. I was thinking maybe they go for stats, just to have a little bit of an advantage when it comes to the trades.
Yeah, well, that's only Kiyotaka because he's 10.
Yeah. But he goes for the right talent. And of course, nobody's going to go for the second spell. That thing is very useless. That is like one of the most useless spells in Dota. Please make it not consume souls. I beg of you, Valve. I'm so sick of pressing that by accident, and I have to go farm 5 creeps.
Anything else they need to change while we're here watching this dragged out 1v1?
About SF?
Yeah. I couldn't care less about your viewpoints on any other hero.
I'm a big SF fan. You know that?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
I play SF in the offlane.
Really?
I think there's nothing more satisfying than ulting somebody from outside of trees, blinking in, and then triple raising. That's like the cool. This is the most stylish hero in Dota, which is why these players, if they can choose between 1v1s that are not SF versus SF or SF versus SF, everybody chooses SF. Even if it's offlaners doing 1v1s. We saw in the previous Dacha, in the 1v1 tournament, it was offlaners playing against each other. They still chose to do SF. I think it was mind control. He's like, yeah, let's play SF. It's a pride thing at this point.
Dota players in their pride, huh?
Yeah. Okay, LorenoF, you got to do something here, man. You are...
It was 30 seconds.
He knows with the kill advantage, they're close enough in level that there's no way that he has more denies.
No, he's got to know this.
Yeah.
I mean, he's...
Like, the difference in CS will not make up for the 35 CS that a kill counts for. It's 35, right?
Yes.
So he's got to go for a kill. He's got 10 seconds to do it.
I mean, he's not even up on CS either.
I think this is a pride thing. Oh, he's going to go for the knockout. Okay, he's going to go for the kill.
Okay, well, he has 2 seconds.
Kiyotaka is he's not letting it happen. He wants to win the 1v1. That's it.
That's it.
We're done.
15 minutes. Oh, anticlimactic end there.
It's like when a UFC match doesn't end out in a knockout. Everybody wants to see the KO.
Of course.
But the reality is, sometimes you don't.
You don't go, what is it? Not with a bark, but with a whimper.
That's right.
And that's
we can't all be Max Holloway, where you point to the middle of the ring and you say, let's go, let's fight to the death. That's just too risky.
Let's pretend it was really hype. Kiyotaka, oh my goodness, congratulations, topping the groups there. BetBoom, no, didn't doubt them at all. Had no questions about this team and what they could come in and achieve for themselves.
I'm genuinely impressed by all of the mid laners today in the 1v1s, though. Like, I don't feel like there was a huge skill diff in any of these.
Okay. But if you had to rank them, who would be wonderful?
I mean, in terms of
their
performance today?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Their performance today.
Today alone.
I would say Kiyotaka. I think Kiyotaka would probably take down both Nisha and Emo.
Okay.
I think LorenoF would actually probably take down both Nisha and Emo, given what we just saw. I think.
So you would go Kiyotaka, LorenoF,
Emo,
Nisha.
But I think in terms of mid lane skill, I'd still put Nisha at #1. It depends on
it's purely about today.
What side of the bed he woke up on. You know, because he's left-handed, so if he wakes up on the left side of bed, it's really
probably like really numb.
Yeah, it's numb. It's confusing for him. Maybe that's what happened today. Yeah, exactly.
Who really knows? But it's a great way for tiebreakers, having 1v1s.
It's a what?
Great way for tiebreakers.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it gets it over with.
What did I say? What do you think I said?
I think that's just in Australia. I think you did a little bit of Australian there. I was confused because I'm from the other side of the world.
What?
I'm from the cold side.
Okay. All right. You're a little bit delulu.
It's a great way for 1v1s.
Tiebreakers. Did I not say
tiebreakers is 1v1s. That's not proper English. I'm calling BS. Okay.
All right, let's look at group stages anyway, because like I said, Group B had already been done and dusted. There's maths behind the scene about your opponents and where they place, who you beat, who you lose to, which is why Team Spirit and Gaimin Gladiators didn't have to do the 1v1 tiebreakers. On the side of Group A, though, with both of these tiebreakers, we now do have our rankings. It's BetBoom Team coming in at 1, Tundra at 2nd, your Colt Brothers 3rd, Team Liquid 4th. It's been a good 4 days of group stages and tiebreakers, the 1v1s. That's where we end up with. And it does finally give us our playoffs bracket. So BetBoom going up against Aurora, Tundra, and Gaimin Gladiators will be facing off Team Spirit and your Colt Brothers, which does leave with Nisha losing his 1v1, then facing Falcons. Team Liquid and Falcons. So that's I'm pretty sure the order of the games as well tomorrow. That is how it's going to be played out.
Do you think anybody is that upset about where they've placed in the brackets? Because I feel
maybe
like
Liquid.
Falcons is looking good. They're looking really strong right now, and of course it's a non-TI, non-Riyadh tournament, and they tend to win those.
Well, not the last one.
Wow.
Either way, here's the schedule. I think No, I feel like you're pretty happy with the matchups for yourself. Like Tundra, I feel like either way, you're feeling pretty good about yourself. Whether you won that 1v1 or not, it was either going to be Aurora Gaming or Gaimin Gladiators that you were going up against. So for those two teams, I definitely don't think it really matters. Your Colt brothers, I don't know, maybe they got the shorter end of the stick here. Maybe going up against Team Spirit isn't.
Maybe. I don't know. The problem is there's just so many question marks with all of these rosters because we are
roster shuffles, new patch.
Right. We're in a new season. We also have like a lot of young players that are coming in that are gaining experience, and you can't. It's really hard to like quantify how much it means to get like a week of practice on actual LAN. Like that could either do a lot or it's just another day at the office.
Yep.
You know, so it's really hard to say like, is Spirit, are they going to end up the best team at this tournament? Maybe by the end of it. Not now. They're good, but they're not the best.
Yeah.
Maybe by the end of it, though.
Well, look, we've put another day in the office. We've worked really hard here. It's been a lot of fun doing the 1v1 tiebreakers. I literally never cast. So it's been fun to do it with you, Jenny. Thank you.
You too. Good job.
Yeah. You could probably work on your team intros, but we'll get there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you had a lot of fun. We'll see you guys tomorrow for more Dacha Belgrade. Bye.
baby.